It's just that I've come to see that lots of nice people who aren't, people who despise it and detest it and deplore it and protest their own innocence, help it along and then wonder why it grows.
2 years after the end of World War II, anti-Semitism in the United States became a major topic of conversation. Gregory Peck got a first-hand look at what Jewish Americans faced every day in our next film, and you can watch it for free on the new free streaming app, MoMeToo. From 20th Century Fox, this is 1947's Gentleman's Agreement. I'm Harry Marks. You can find me on TikTok at Lobby Intros as the host of the classic film history channel, Let's All Go to the Lobby. Gentleman's Agreement stars Peck as Philip Schuyler Green, a widower and a journalist who moves to New York with his mother and son. The magazine he works for gives him a bold assignment. Green, a Gentile, is to write about the Jewish experience in America, specifically where it concerns anti-Semitism.
What's anti-Semitism?
Oh, that's where some people don't like other people just because they're Jews.
Why? Are they bad?
Well, some are, sure. Some aren't. It's like everybody else.
He's hesitant, but after trying to explain to his son this difficult and delicate subject, he realizes even he needs a better understanding.
Well, that's a kind of a tough one to explain, Tom. Some people hate Catholics and some hate Jews.
And no one hates us because we're Americans.
Well, no, that's another thing again. So you can be an American and a Catholic, or an American and a Protestant, or an American and a Jew.
So, he pretends to be a Jewish man who is married to the publisher's niece, Kathy, and quickly learns that navigating daily life that way is a lot harder than he ever knew.
How do you feel when you hear about Jewish kids getting their teeth kicked out? Could you write that kind of a letter, Ma?
Gentleman's Agreement is based on the Laura Hobson novel of the same name, also published in 1947. Fox studio head Darryl Zanuck had been looking into the topic of anti-Semitism long before the film was made. For one, he'd been seeing a rise in the aberrant ideology following the end of the war. There was also a personal incident in which Zanuck was denied membership to the exclusive Los Angeles country club because club management thought Zanuck was Jewish. He wasn't, but the rejection made him wonder just how prevalent this mentality, especially so soon after the end of a war spent fighting this exact kind of injustice, really was. In fact, it was that blatant anti-Semitism that inspired the author, Hobson, born Laura Zemetkin, to write the story in the first place, after Mississippi Senator John Rankin had made a slew of offensive, anti-Jewish comments before Congress. His remarks were cheered on by many other representatives.
Everything I do or say is wrong about anything Jewish.
You've only assured him that he's the most wonderful of all creatures, a white Christian American. You instantly gave him that lovely taste of superiority, the poison that millions of parents drop into the minds of millions of children.
It should come as no surprise to learn that Rankin went on to help form the House Un-American Activities Committee, or HUAC, which targeted and persecuted a number of screenwriters, actors, and filmmakers in Hollywood who were accused of communist sympathies. When Zanuck discovered Hobson's novel, he bought the rights almost immediately. But the other studio heads weren't keen on Gentleman's Agreement being made, not because they'd wanted to do it first, but because they were worried about the fallout it might cause.
You can't write it out of existence. We've been fighting it for years, and we know from experience the less talk there is about it, the better.
Sure. Pretend it doesn't exist and add to the conspiracy of silence.
Studios at the time were run almost entirely by Jewish men, and they didn't want to ignite a metaphorical powder keg by addressing anti-Semitism directly. Harry Warner, head of Warner Brothers, organized a meeting of the other studio heads to try and call Zanuck off from making the picture, but he refused. And we're better off for it. Gentleman's Agreement was a huge hit for Fox in 1947 and won 3 Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Supporting Actress for Celeste Holm. It's a vitally important film, and you can watch it right now.
That's all.
Starring Gregory Peck, Dorothy McGuire, and Celeste Holm, from 20th Century Fox and director Elia Kazan, this is Gentleman's Agreement, now playing for free on MoMeToo.